Hi, Groovy Baby families. I'm Miss Rebecca. Thank you so much for joining me for Art Stories. In Art Stories, we always pick a theme, then we read a little story about that theme, we do an art project, and we sing a song about that theme. And today we have a really special theme. Our theme is trees. I love trees. There's trees all around us, and they do so many special things for us. So this is a story song that I wrote. So we are gonna look at the pictures. My mom drew these pictures for me, and I wrote the words, and then we're gonna sing it at the very end with the guitar. So this is called Song for the Trees. We're gonna look at some of these pictures. So we have some friends here, and they're gonna sing a song for the trees. So trees are really cool because there's so many different trees, right? Do you know what color trees are? Green, you're right. Trees are green a lot of the time. So we have some trees like this, a pine tree, and they have needles. And then there's some trees like this that have a lot of leaves. So there's all different kinds of trees. And one of the most special things about trees is that trees give us air to breathe. Isn't that so special? It's like trees are superheroes and they give oxygen to all of us so we can breathe. Oh, and then trees are also special because they're home to birdies and so many different animals. And they give us shade when it's really hot. It's been so hot this summer, and trees help to cool us down and give us shade. And they sway in the breeze, and it makes a nice noise in the wind. Oh my gosh, and what's in this tree? Do you see these red fruits in there? Some apples. Trees give us fruit to eat. And paper, our books that we read, paper comes from trees. And then also, houses that we build, so many things we build come from the wood, which comes from trees. Oh, let's sing a song for the trees because they're so amazing. And did you know that trees, they grow from tiny little seeds, and then they grow up to be big, big and strong. Can you stretch like a big, tall tree? Oh, I'm excited to sing the song for the trees with you, everybody. Thank you for looking at the pictures. In a little while, we're gonna sing with the guitar song for the trees, and I'd love for you to help me. But first we're gonna do a little art project. We're gonna draw trees of our own and make really colorful trees together. Thanks for joining me. So for our art project and art stories today, we are going to make a very colorful tree. Trees are just the best, and I'm excited to make a project with them so you can have a very own special tree and you can think about all the cool things that trees do for us. So we can look at our tree art and say, oh, thank you, trees. Thank you for giving us shade and for swaying in the breeze and for giving us air to breathe and fruit to eat and paper for books to read and all the wonderful things. I'm sure I'm forgetting lots of things because trees are just so awesome. So you can think of all the reasons that you love trees. So today for our art project, we are going to you can use an easel if you have it, or I just put some tape on here, parents, with my paper. My paper is watercolor weight, so a little bit thicker than just typing paper because we're gonna get it a little bit wet today. Then I have a crayon, or you can use a Sharpie. We're gonna draw an outline of our tree. Then I have some really special tissue paper in all different shapes and colors. This is called bleeding art tissue. Parents, you might have used this for paper mache or different art projects. It's going to help us make our colorful fruit and our colorful leaves. So, and grown-ups, you're just going to cut this into different shapes that maybe look like leaves or like branches or fruit, just different shapes. Bigger shapes are easier for tiny fingers. So you're just gonna cut them into different shapes. If you have an older child, maybe they can help you cut out some of those shapes out of the tissue paper. So we're gonna have that. Again, I love these art trays because you can kind of just present all the pieces, make it a little bit easier for tiny fingers to grab. So we're gonna come back to that in a little bit. The other things that you need, so yes, a crayon or a Sharpie to draw our tree trunk and our branches onto our white paper. Then just a cup of water and a paintbrush. And you might want to put smocks on for this project because the tissue paper can get a little bit messy, so you can put that on to protect our clothes. And then also a spray bottle, especially if you're doing this outside. This is a fun summer activity because the spray bottles are always the highlight of a lot of our projects. Okay, so to get started, we are going to take our paper and we're going to draw a tree. So grown-ups, we can talk about things that all trees have. So do trees all have, what is the part on the bottom? They all have trunks, right? So we have the trunk of the tree. You can make this pretty dark with your marker or your crayon, so you have your tree trunk. And then we have some branches that stick out. Ooh, we can make a tree that might look really fun to climb. So you're just drawing some branches, and then we're going to go back in, and our colorful tissue paper is going to be our leaves and our food in the part of the trees. But draw your branches and your tree trunk. Great, so we'll get that ready. Perfect. So there's the outline of a tree. You can add some more detail if you want, some little branches out there. Ooh, a big tree. Cover your whole paper so it's stretching into the sky, stretching down the strong roots underground. Great. Okay, so now there's a couple options to do this project. You can say, oh, you know what? I think our tree needs a little water before we add all of our leaves and our fruit and all of our colorful things. Let's water our tree. So we can get our spray bottles out. So we're going to say, let's water our tree. Let's get our paper a little bit wet. Just get it a little bit wet. And then the crayon or your permanent marker will be just fine under that water. So we're going to get it wet. And then we are going to stick on some special leaves to our tree. So we're going to stick them on. Great. Maybe we need some green and some blue. Great, so you can stick them on a little bit. You could always do this. You don't have to hold your project up too. You can do it like we're gonna stick all of our different colors on there. Okay, and if it's not really sticking with the spray bottle, we can always come back. You can get it more to, but you can paint it on with a paintbrush too over those leaves. Oh, great. Get all those leaves. You're painting it on so it sticks, kind of like some fun sticker work too. We're gonna get our tissue paper. You can really take your time with this project. So again, you can keep watering your trees and painting too. That creates some cool drip drops like it's raining on our tree. And then just keep getting that tissue paper. You can really layer it on top. There's gonna be some cool color mixing happening too. Lots of different shapes. And then parents, they might need help sticking it on at first, but you can just get that tissue paper a little bit wet and keep practicing our painting on top. And now you can wait until the tissue paper dries, or you can start, we can see today what it's going to start to make. So maybe it's, oh, it's raining again. Our tree needs a little more water. So we're going to spray on top of our leaves. So parents, this is the tricky part. You don't want it to get too wet to where all of the color would come off. But then you can, I'll show you now. You could wait until it dries, but just for our purposes for the video, we'll take it off. And it starts leaving really cool patterns behind our leaves and our fruit on the trees. Ooh, hello tree. You can still see our tree trunk. You could go back and rub some in or leave those drops. And we have our beautiful trees. You can talk about how trees make all different fruit, maybe yellow like pears or red like apples, or maybe it's a flowering cherry tree with the purple. You can talk about how different colors mix together. We have our blue and our yellow making some green leaves. Maybe it's a willow tree and the drops are the branches of a willow tree hanging down. Yes. And you can make different kinds of trees. Maybe you want to make a pine tree and decorate your pine tree. Yes, tissue paper is so fun. You can do lots of different shapes and lots of different colors, and then work on those skills, brushing them onto stick. And then you can let them fall off like leaves too if you let it dry, and see what cool patterns and colors are left behind. I hope you have fun making your trees, everybody. We love trees. Okay, everybody, so this is called Song for the Trees. I'm gonna need your help on it. So I'm gonna sing a line, and then you're gonna say, na 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 na. Can you try that? Na 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 na. And every time you're gonna just say na 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 na. Let me hear you. Great. Okay, here it goes. Let's sing a song for the trees. Na 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 na. They give us air to breathe. Na 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 na. They are strong and green. Na 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 na. They have needles and leaves, na 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 na. Let's sing a song for the trees, na 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 na. They sway in the breeze, na 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 na. They give us shade from the heat, na 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 na. And they're a home to birdies, na 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 na. Let's sing a song for the trees, na 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 na. They give us fruit to eat, na 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 na. Paper, books to read, na 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 na, and wood for things we need, na 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 na. song for the trees. Na 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 na. They grow from tiny seeds. Na 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 na. And they're so amazing. Na 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 na. Let's sing a song for the trees. Na 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 na. Let's sing a song for the trees. Na 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 na. Let's sing a song for the trees. Na 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 na. Let's sing a song for the trees. Na 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 na. Thanks for singing a song for the trees with me, everybody. Trees are the best. We'll see you next time for Art Stories. Bye bye.